Hey, what's up? This is Quantum Leaper from the uPlexa project. Today I'm going to be exposing a pretty elaborate social engineering scam. Being the founder of the uPlexa project, myself and my team included, we get a lot of messages from scammers almost on a daily basis, and most of them we just ignore. However, this one I kind of wanted to follow through and see how deep the rabbit hole goes, because it seemed pretty well structured from the beginning. So I wanted to be able to follow through with this and then eventually expose it to help prevent others from falling victim to such an elaborate social engineering scheme. Anyways, this article will be in the link below. I'm just going to briefly go all over right now how it started. So essentially this guy here, William Chang from Legder Capital, who is not real, by the way, and Legder Capital is a legitimate enterprise and he does not represent it. Anyways, this guy had messaged me and he had said that he's got some investors who want to invest in the project, at which point I said that we're not actually looking to sell any coins. And then later he says, oh, we're not looking to buy any coins, but we are looking to making some kind of potential investments in your project. I'm like, well, this is unique. This isn't one I've seen before. So I decided, okay, I'll add him on Skype. After a couple of weeks, when I had a day off, I was kind of bored. So anyways, I add him. We have a conversation. Unfortunately, I didn't record that one, but I do have another one I will be including here with the supposed Justin's son. Anyways, William talks to me, tells me how that he's in some kind of partnership with the TRON Foundation, and that he's gonna, get me talking with Justin's son. We're gonna establish some kind of partnership. So 4 days later, I get an email from the TRON Foundation, press@tron.network, and this gets to my inbox, surprisingly. Anyhow, tells me to add Justin's son on Skype. Of course, I look at the email, I look at the headers, I see that the sender policy framework failed, and then that the domain keys also failed. And this is, if both of those fail, I don't even know how they got into my inbox, first of all. But number two, this just means that this did not come from the tron.network mail IP. So it's not from the origin. So they spoofed it. And this can happen, so be careful, guys. So then what the IP was, it was actually from online data servers in Vietnam, which is kind of funny because we have dealt with these guys before. A lot of spammers have tried to actually rig our airdrop, and we had to ban about 7,000 accounts a long time ago. So they're definitely an ISP that's known for spam and being used for scummy things. So anyways, then I added Justin's son, and we're going to get into exactly how we're going to approach the situation. Okay, so there's some brief info here on how I was able to determine this was a scam. Now, I was skeptical about this the whole time. I pretty much knew it was a scam, but some things to point out was the first video that I had with the individual. I noticed how it seemed really laggy when we were talking with the guy, and I noticed at one point that it wasn't actually lag, because when I had talked for about 30 seconds straight, his lips did not stop moving. So it wasn't just that the audio wasn't matching up, but it was some lag. It was obviously some kind of video that he was pre-playing. Now, in the next clip here, he actually pauses the video every time I talk, which actually makes it look even worse. But anyhow, some other things that I'd like to point out here too is that when I added Justin's son, he was last seen 6 days ago. Now then, William Chang, he comes and messages me and he says, have you added Justin? And I said, yes, he has. Then all of a sudden, Justin appeared online. And then the funny part about that is when they both went idle, they went idle at the same time. As you can see in this picture here, Justin's son, last seen 11 minutes ago. William Chang, last seen 11 minutes ago. Another thing too is I think they expect that foreigners such as myself, we're not used to Asian accents as much, so we wouldn't be able to determine if it's another person. However, I'm currently in Thailand and I've lived here for a couple of years, and I was able to determine that both people are the same person. Not only that, but William Chang is supposedly in China and Justin's son is supposedly in Singapore. And now Singapore time is actually only 1 hour ahead from here in Thailand. So for some reason, we can never seem to match up our time. He seems to always be up, both of these guys, by the way, they seem to always be up between around, I think it was about 9 p.m. until, or no, sorry, I guess it would be like 3 p.m. until like somewhere between 6 and 9 a.m. in the morning. Now, that's pretty that's okay for a developer to be doing, to be up some really strange hours. But when you're, a part of a venture capital firm such as William Chang, or Justin Sun, who's the figurehead for TRON and these massive projects such as BitTorrent, it's very highly unlikely. And on top of that, of course, if you go and take a look at their Twitters, they're not typically tweeting at those times. Justin Sun was actually tweeting when this Justin Sun was away and probably sleeping, and then when this guy's online, Justin Sun stops tweeting. So those are just some really obvious ways to point it out, aside from the email and aside from how fishy everything is. So just wanted to provide some insight. Okay, so what I did here was I used an old domain that I bought, udap.net, which I think I bought it like a year ago. I'm not doing anything with it. Some project called UDAP was trying to steal the UPX ticker symbol. Anyhow, it looks like a TRON transaction. However, what happens when he clicks the link is I capture his IP address. At which point I can then see what his location is, provided that he's not using the VPN. However, he probably will be using the VPN, but if not, we might be able to flip the script on him a little bit. How's it going?
It's going fine. How are you? How are things going at uPlexa?
Pretty good. Been pretty busy lately. Working on Plexanet.
Alright, so basically, the partnership program is that I broke down to you. What we are trying to do is that we are trying to see how we can find more synergy with other crypto projects, and in the process also try to make the other projects grow bigger in the market by means of our publicity, and also giving you the opportunity to list on exchanges. Okay, our partnered exchanges, PolioNex, Hotbit, and DigiFinex. Also, due to the program, you can also do your launchpad on the Poly. You can also launch your company on the PolioNex launchpad, and all that is for free.
Cool.
When you join this our private partnership program, then you also have the chance to migrate to TRON network. Although this is optional, it's not compulsory that you migrate to the TRON network. It is optional. So that is basically what the program is all about. And how it works is that we distribute our JOS tokens at 40% discount. Usually we distribute a minimum of 80,000 USD and maximum 200,000 at the 40% discount, obviously. And you can either buy it using TRX or BTC. Also, we will be doing a KYC. There will be exchange of our valid ID and certificate of incorporation of both our companies. We'll be signing an agreement. We have to sign an agreement because that is very important for deals like this. And that's just basically how it works. That's basically how we want to see the program work.
Okay, cool. And is there like a minimum buy-in or anything like that?
Yeah. The minimum is 80,000 USD at 40% discount. So just calculate 40% from 80,000 USD. That's the minimum. Then the maximum you can get 200,000 USD, because we're also trying to see how we could make the market stable and not just cost a sudden fall in price. So we'll try to keep it at a minimum.
Okay.
So that's just basically it. That's just basically what the program is all about. So if you're ready to go forward, just let me know. Our team will forward you the details and what you need to do to go forward.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. If you can send me the agreement over and whatnot, we can get started on it.
All right, no problem. We'll start by sending you a partnership form, okay? You'll have to fill the partnership form, and afterwards we'll proceed from there, okay?
Okay. Cool. Sounds good.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Justin. All right, you too.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't get to drop that link, but I will find a way to drop this link. Okay, so after the call, he kind of just reiterated everything that he said. There would be some kind of partnership that I'm paying for, and I'm getting tokens, blah, 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 blah. There would be some kind of KYC, etc. And I wanted to test out just how bad of a person this guy is. So I asked him a simple question. By the way, I have a heart surgery I need to do in 7 months. I'll need to likely take out some money that I invest in this by then to be able to afford it. And if I can't, I won't be able to afford the critical surgery. Will I have access to the tokens before then, or will they be locked for some time? And he goes to say, the tokens are not locked and you will have access to them all. It will all be stated in the contract. I'm so sorry to hear about this. I wish the process of the surgery to go smoothly for you. Wow. And of course he continues to try to scam me. And at this point I dropped him a link. That link I was talking about got his IP. It was in Nigeria, so he is using some kind of proxy or VPN based on the ISP. Anyhow, he continues to keep trying to scam me, even though from his perspective, I could die if I don't have that money. So what a great guy. Now, some ways to prevent falling victim to a scam like this is to simply ignore requests that come from people you don't know, or if you need to talk to people that you don't know, just simply be very skeptical from number one. When you receive an email like I did, check the SPF, which is the Sender Policy Framework, check that it verifies, check the domain keys. If they do not, then it did not come from the origin mail server. Another thing that I would recommend is always using a VPN. A VPN will help mask your IP, your location, as well as secure your online communications and transactions with encryption. Here at uPlexa, we've been working on a high-speed decentralized VPN with hidden services, which is soon to be launched on our StageNet, so feel free to check us out at plexanet.org. Thanks for watching. Please feel free to share this video with anybody else within the industry to help prevent others from being victims of such a sophisticated social engineering attack.